Hi guys. So I'm really tired. It's getting towards the end of the grad school semester. It's been kind of tough given all that's going on in the world, um, and even with uh, little extensions and forgivenesses that have been given to all students in all levels of uh, college. Um, in fact, here I am trying to win an A by the end of the semester and keep my 4.0. And the dean of many different colleges has said, all you have to do is tell us that a grade from this semester is something that you want to change into a pass fail. And we'll just change it to a pass fail for you, and it won't affect your GPA as long as you pass the class. So, yeah, I've had a lot of my friends fighting in the comment section of my YouTube videos, in my Discord, in other people's Discords, on Facebook. You know, I throw out there a little perspective, a little statement out there on Twitter, and the back and forth that's happening because of this pandemic. It really does show me that we are so divided in this country. It's going to be really hard for us to come to any sort of solution together. You know, the the people who would abide by the stay-at-home orders uh, are kind of at the mercy of the virus deniers who would go out and act as if the virus is a hoax in our country, and so we're not going to be able to control it the same way that other countries have. Um, and I think this is much like the way that after World War II, we dropped two nuclear bombs on Japan, and then we were able to occupy them without any resurgence because in their culture, you get defeated and you become subservient, right? That shit didn't work in Afghanistan or Iraq or any of those other places where they would just have guerrilla fighters, you know. Uh, Same thing. South Korea, they put a clamp down on the cases that they did have of the coronavirus, and then they institute contact tracing on people's cell phones, and they've almost gotten rid of the virus in their country. It's a very very low incidence, and it's not going to kill near as many people per capita as it will in America, because here in America, fucking hashtag America, people sometimes go overboard with their love of freedom, as if it's the right to be freely dumb. Freedom. Uh, so so yeah, I keep having these arguments that they're recurring. I see the same points parroted over and over again. And what I want to say in this video very loudly is, if you are on the side that it ends up being right, I want you to go back to that place in social media where you had that argument and you ended up being right, and go back and let them know you're right. Now, if you're man enough, or woman enough, as it were, if you're wrong, go ahead and admit you're wrong too. But there have been a lot of predictions, right? And today, the prediction that I felt was very, very uh, important was I kept hearing uh, Trump tards parrot the lowest number that Dr. Fauci threw out there of 60,000. They kept saying, this virus is only going to kill 60,000 people, right? Today, the 60,000th person died in 2 months. The first of those months, 4,000. The second one, 56,000. We've still got another day left to collect some more deaths to add to this total, but we've officially hit 60,000. We're officially more than the Vietnam War. We are officially more deaths than if you were to take the 2019 incidence of deaths because of heart complications and heart disease and divide that by 12 from 2019. You come up with about 54,000 deaths. We're now at coronavirus edged out heart disease as the leading cause of death in the month of April. And if you ever had one of those conversations in the past 3 months where somebody said, "Oh, it's no worse than the flu," you should go back there. Go on back. You might have to scroll up. You might have to look at your own feed, somebody else's feed. Go right back to that place where they made that argument and let them know, oh, hey, now we finally know. That thing that you predicted, you were wrong. And just blindly parroting what you want to hear instead of paying attention and following the science, I think is something that you will learn from experience does not produce the goods. You won't end up on the right side of history. So that's what I wanted to just get off my chest today. I've seen a few people, some of them my clients, some of them just people who are now realizing because they had lost a loved one, or people who are just scared because they might be next. I've seen a few people change their tune. But there are still people who are making additional claims, moving the goalpost, right? And it could be a goalpost of, oh, well, it's not going to kill this many people in this much time, right? Go ahead, record their prediction. Maybe mentally, just look at what they're saying. And then when the time comes that they're wrong, go back. Call them out for being wrong, and for being so fucking smug about it and unreasonable, right? Especially if they keep moving the goalpost now. So the one goalpost that I've seen today now that got on my nerves the most was people saying, if we don't get back to work, 160 million people are going to die of starvation. And that's more than the virus would kill if we just let the virus wash right over the country with no social distancing whatsoever. So we're better off returning to normal, lifting the lockdowns, because we're going to kill more people with starvation. Um, I don't believe that's true. I believe we can go into other phases and you can still socially be distant from other people and run a combine, and parts of our supply chain are going to have to adapt because people are buying food from grocery stores instead of restaurants, but uh, people don't have to starve. You know, at the very least, we know that there are subsidized foods that go rotten in silos because they've been subsidized for the farmers to keep making them, like corn, you know, that we're going to have an abundance of anyway. But when you get every argument thrown at you, like somebody who's trying to take spaghetti noodles out of a pot before they're done and al dente, and they're just trying to see what sticks on the wall, by throwing whatever fact they can parrot, you know, predictions that they can parrot that kind of look like Trump wins. When that happens to you, remember, just note what they said today, and then in the future, when it doesn't pan out, just like Trump in the beginning of March saying, "Oh, we only have a few cases, soon we'll have zero." Just like that, we'll go back to that moment, wherever it was. And we'll say, "Hey, guess what? Maybe you shouldn't have been so sure of yourself that those talking points you got from AM radio were the truth, because those people aren't serving you that well now." All right, guys, that's all I got for tonight. Finals week. Talk to you later.